Welcome into another video, and today we are going to be talking about how the Denver Broncos are on the cusp of doing something that no team has done since 2003, 2004, and has only been done 3 times in NFL history. And we're not speaking statistically here, we're speaking individually here. If you guys remember just last year, cornerback Pat Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year. And right now, the Denver Broncos edge rusher Nik Bonitto is rising up the ranks in this league and is currently favored to win the Defensive Player of the Year this year. And that would mean back-to-back defensive teammates winning Defensive Player of the Year. Like I said, only happened 3 times in NFL history other than this. Let's take a look at other teammates in years past that have won the award in back-to-back seasons. As you can see here, the Steel Curtain went 3 straight years, with Mean Joe Green winning in 74, Mel Blount in 75, and the legendary Jack Lambert in 76. Took another 20 years for it to repeat, though, with Bryce Paup and Bruce Smith winning in 95 and 96. And then Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, Hall of Famers for the Baltimore Ravens, winning in 03 and 04. And no other team has done that since. Now, for me, this is no surprise that Nik Bonitto's success is just continuing to grow season after season. If you guys watch my AFC West predictions video, I spoke about how I think Bonitto is going to be making quite a jump this season. And then getting into the defensive side of the ball, like I said, it's going to back up here. Edge, Nik Bonitto has made some serious progress over the course of his career. And in a defense like this, he is set up to reach another height as a pass rusher. No one really considers Bonitto a top 10 pass rusher right now, but look for him to make that jump this season with the defense that he's in. If he can go out there and rack up a few more sacks than the 13 and a half that he put up in 2024, it's going to be hard for people to overlook. Now, I definitely wasn't expecting him to make the big jump to the best pass rusher in football, but I was expecting a top 10 jump. And so far through 6 games, nobody has done it better. He's got 8 sacks, and he is 3rd in the NFL with a 25% pass rush win percentage. 5 of his 6 games, he's registered a sack, having 2 games where he has multiple sacks. So his 8 through 6 is phenomenal, putting him at number 1 in the NFL. And this is all just 1 year after cornerback Pat Surtain, his teammate, won Defensive Player of the Year. And I thought Pat Surtain was going to be the face of this defense for a very long time. This was a defense that was expected to be number 1 in the NFL this season. Right now, they currently rank number 2 in yards and number 2 in points allowed. But it's been Nik Bonitto who has been the face of that league-wide number 2 defense. And the best part about it is Nik Bonitto comes from the 2022 NFL draft class, where he was the last pick in the 2nd round. And this was a pass rush heavy draft class. You had Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker as the 1 and 2 picks there. Kayvon Thibodeau went in the top 10. Jermaine Johnson, George Karlaftis. This was a loaded class. He was the 12th edge rusher selected, and through the first 3.5 seasons, he only trails Aiden Hutchinson in sacks throughout the draft class. This is a guy who has consistently gotten better year after year after year. More sacks every year, more pressures every year. And right now he's on pace to break his 13.5 career high just last season. And if Bonitto carries on and keeps going strong this season and goes on to win the Defensive Player of the Year award, he would become the first player since James Harrison in 2008 to win the award not being a first-round pick. That is a very long time. That is almost 2 decades as well, just like the Ray Lewis and Ed Reed with the teammates thing. Nik Bonitto is going to start creating a legacy for himself if he continues strong. He's on the right track. You know, the Broncos have a good record. They're 4-2. They have the number 2 defense in football. If they continue to win ball games and Bonitto continues to get sacks, he's the favorite. He's got to be the guy, but it's not going to be an easy path for Bonitto. He's got quite the stretch ahead of him in terms of competition, offensive line. Let's take a look at his remaining schedule ahead of him and how they fare in terms of team unit pass block win percentage. As you can see here on the left, Nik Bonitto and the Denver Broncos have played the Tennessee Titans, the Indianapolis Colts, Los Angeles Chargers, Cincinnati Bengals, Philadelphia Eagles, and the New York Jets. And it kind of has been pretty easy for him. The Jets ranked 25th in pass block win percentage. The Bengals, 30th in the NFL. The Chargers, 28th. The Colts, 21st. Titans and Eagles, though, as well, not in the top 10, but the schedule ahead of him, the path to the Defensive Player of the Year award is where it gets juicy. He's got the number 4 ranked Cowboys, 5th ranked Packers, the 3rd ranked Jaguars. 6 of his 11 remaining games go up against top 11 offensive line units in terms of pass block win percentage. So it's not going to be an easy task for Bonitto, but regardless, this has been a beautiful story for the last pick in the 2nd round. A guy who, historically speaking, is not supposed to be in the position that he's in right now. Like I said, it's been since 2008 since somebody drafted outside of the 1st round has won the Defensive Player of the Year award. And I feel like still to this day, despite him being the favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year, he's not garnering that respect that he deserves. And at the end of the day, his season-to-season progression is one of the best storylines in the NFL. Defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, linebacker coach Isaac Shoemaker, defensive line coach Jim Kane, they all deserve a lot of credit for the progression that Nik Bonitto has made in his career. So keep an eye out for Bonitto this rest of the season. He's going to be laying the law down on maybe your favorite quarterback. And thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. Enjoy week 7. We'll be back next week with some more Dynasty content, some more power rankings, and maybe another special video for you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.